What's up? It's Where the Keys At. We're back in the house again. My name's Eli, to my left.
Your boy Lee's in a billion.
Ashwell.
You know who it is. Your boy Tezza too.
Why you look at me, Ash? I like you say it like that.
No.
Alright, anyway, so we're back. We've been here for a little while, but loads has been going on. Where the Keys At party is coming back, so part 2, we'll talk about that a little bit later. That's happening in December. It's going alright so far, innit? Already busy.
Yeah, man.
On the chatter.
Yep. Get your tickets early.
We just had Black History Month as well. We could talk a bit about that and what's been going on with where we are with Black History Month. We could talk a bit about that.
Yeah, man.
And the world's been going a little bit
Crazy.
A little bit crazy. So let's start with I want to start Black History Month, you know me. And I got a little story. So Black History Month at where I work, I'm always observing what they do for Black History Month. I don't think there's anything they can teach me, but because I work with kids, what are they doing for the kids is always my thing.
Yeah.
What are they telling the kids? Are they even making the kids aware? And this year, I've been there for quite a few years, and then this year I decided I don't think anything's going to happen. Let me investigate. So I asked, and they said, we had a meeting about events for the year, and we decided not to do that one. And I was like, huh? What do you mean? So what events did you decide to do? So I got back to them and said, well, how many black people did you ask before you made that decision? Next thing you know, they've decided they're going to do something for Black History Month. No questions asked. So, cool. Whatever, I'm happy with that. Nothing much happened, but what I found is they kept asking me. I was getting emails saying, what do you think we should do? Can you help out with this? Can you do X? And I thought, well, no, you're meant to be doing something for us, the staff and the students, to feel embraced and to feel welcome. I just don't feel like there's a obviously there's not a push because it's not for them, but there's no resources put behind it. And if I've got to do Black History Month for myself, then what's the point, you know?
I fully
What I want to know from you guys is where you work or where you stay. Was there any kind of emphasis on Black History Month? Maybe there's a poster or a session or something?
So where I work, they did, they had a massive like Black History Month flag banner kind of thing in the kitchen downstairs, well, in the canteen. And for 1 week, 1 week.
Black History Week.
No, we had 1 day of black food.
Oh yeah, we had that.
Foods. There was a bit of Caribbean foods. Well, their take on.
For a whole week?
No, for 1 day.
Oh. But that's good though.
The flag's still there.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, but I just thought, I was hoping it was going to be like once a week, but only 1 week, 1 day.
That's good though, because at least they didn't just have
month.
Jamaican food. They tried some other types
they had
food.
South African foods, which was quite nice to be fair. And then obviously they had like some Caribbean. They did some planting.
Did they?
They did planting.
Wow.
To be fair, the best thing they probably did do was the Caribbean. They said it was a Caribbean like coleslaw salsa thing. That was bad. Can't lie. They put pineapples and all that stuff, and I was like, yeah, but that's sweet no Ross.
I knew you like that.
Of course, man. But but do you know what? Let me hijack the thing. So, Black History Month. My boy has been racially abused at school for the past 4 weeks.
By students?
By kids in his class. He's 9 years old. So, the first time he got abused, it was before Black History Month. So, I think it was like, it must be about 4 weeks ago. And the school, like, it's primary school, innit? So, they don't want to go hard on kids. But they don't want to be seen as they're not doing nothing about it. But basically, this girl shouted at him and called him all sorts in front of the whole like canteen at dinner time. And so we was like, look, you need to do something, put something in place so that they know they can't get away with this going forwards. Yeah. Because everybody heard it. So apparently they told the girl off or whatever. So last week now, one of his friends, because they were going at each other, just calling each other names. One of his friends called him a black monkey.
One of his friends?
One of his friends, Eli. And obviously they see that it hurt him last time, innit?
Yeah.
So he goes, oh, you can't call me that. He goes, well, I can. You're a black monkey. And you know what? I don't care. I'm not black, so I don't care how I feel. I don't care how it makes you feel. But so Leighton obviously was upset about it. He went and spoke to his teacher and whatnot. So I went back to the school now. We were I can't get involved because I'll go 2 extra. So
Yeah.
I just let her deal with it,
Yeah.
because me, I want to go there and lick off head tops.
Yeah.
It's Black History Month as well, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, you must be teaching my kids something about Black history.
Yeah.
So I go. I went to the School for Parents evening the other day. This month they've talked about Greeks, they've talked about Romans, and then
In Black History Month.
yeah, and in the classroom there's one A4 size paper about Black History Month.
Nah.
I'm thinking, so you know you got black kids in the school. What are you doing for them?
Yeah.
And the deputy head said, "Oh, I can't believe this has happened, and you know, especially as it's Black History Month." And I'm thinking, I thought to myself, "But you ain't doing nothing for them anyway, so how would they know?"
Yeah.
So I thought, let me look a little bit deeper into it before we go back to the school and see what they've actually done. So they sent out an email on the 5th of October to say that there's 30 places for everyone in the school for anyone of an ethnic minority to come in and present something about their heritage.
What? What? For Black History Month?
For Black History Month.
What?
They-
Present to who? The teachers?
To present to whoever will turn up.
Oh my God.
And there was only 30 places.
Yeah.
30 places. And it wasn't even during school time, it was after school. It was like...
It's a tick box thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it was 3:30 until 4 o'clock. And I was like, so they got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So basically, each child, because you could have 30
1
places,
minute.
you got 1 minute each to talk about the heritage.
Yeah.
Wherever you come from or whatever.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, wow.
Yeah. And again, it's that same thing with me. It's like, it's your month, so you do something.
Yeah.
It's not...
We're not teaching you about Black
All
history.
of a sudden-
You come and talk about it, and
How
we'll
does-
just facilitate it.
They get real dumb. So the educators get real dumb when it comes to our stuff, but when everything else is like, there's kind of impact behind it and meaning behind it.
So-
But
So for you, Lee, was the parents not involved? Like the parents of these kids that was like being racially abusive towards your kid, were their parents not involved? Because that's coming from somewhere, isn't it? It's not
Yeah.
just coming from. It's not coming from the school. That's coming from outside of the school. So
You ain't got to tell me this.
So-
I already know.
So why they're not bringing the parents in and explaining to the parents like this is what your son said to this other kid? We feel, you know, and then the parents, and if you're parents of your kid, because if your son call another kid a racial name, you would pull him up on it. You probably call the family and go, you know what, I apologize, blah blah blah. This won't happen again moving forward.
I can tell you the first kid who did it, I still ain't heard nothing from them. Not even no apology, nothing. The school gave me an apology.
yeah.
Nothing from nobody
Do you know
else.
what it is though? The school, their first thought should be to call them parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's taboo, isn't it? Like they don't. It's like racism is not meant to exist. So
Yeah.
and we say it doesn't exist. So the teachers don't feel they can call a parent and say your kid is racist because like then it messes up that whole kind of thought process, doesn't it? And they don't action that.
When that happens, that should be straight away learning curve. Then you need to sit down. The teachers need to sit down with these kids and
Sit down with
let them know what these words means and the effect of what these words say.
Yeah.
I know they're only 9 years old, but they're
But
9,
still,
but they're still able to say these words. They need to understand the effect.
Yeah.
And you have to make it so that in a way of a 9-year-old may be able to understand. I don't know how you do that as a teacher because I'm
But
not a
they're
teacher,
teaching,
but
you get me? They're
you know,
teachers, so
so
they should
they
know.
must have ways of teaching these kids and how to understand what the impact is going to be on that person. Like if you see someone's going to be upset, you can see that he's 9 years old, he's upset, you saying that to him. Why is that? Why are you then leaving it? Just having a conversation with that person and leaving it, and then hope that that person don't say it again to that person.
Listen, I'll tell you
without
the worst,
parents involved.
the worst thing is, after this happened on Monday, the very next day, the school brought both of them together to make them be friends again.
Nah. I only want to say, but we have the same thing at our
Make
school,
them be
Maya.
friends again. I was thinking, hold
But this
on.
is where you need to be there as the black
Listen.
parent. You need to be there, Lee, because I had to do the same thing with
They're
Maya.
calling the police if I turn up there. 'Cause
No.
I'm wanting to lick heads and everything.
No,
Nah,
need to-
you'd have
you
to
need to
keep
be
a
there.
cool head. 'cause-
Nah, Ashore,
'cause
not for the second time.
But then
the first time,
But then you're
but the second time,
what they're
and,
going to say.
and they're still not doing nothing about the whole, like the class. Like, nah, bruv. They're
But they-
both in his class, both of these kids.
What it is, once you lose your head, you're then going to portray a narrative that they
that's
have
why I
of
didn't want to
you.
go there, because I will lose my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Fair
I'm the
dues.
person who's going to say, so what are you teaching these kids? Why are you allowing somebody else? No, it's happened the first time. Like, you can't stop that incident. That's already happened. But since then, you've not taught anyone in his class that That is wrong. You cannot do that.
There should have been a point where they've come to you as parents, you know, the victim, and do you know what I mean, and the person who's been the aggressor or whatever, and said, "This is what we put in place." There's nothing for you to say. By the way, Mr. Evelyn, we've put this in place to protect Leighton.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, kids do this, and that's all right. Let's sweep it under the carpet.
That's exactly what they.
Do you know what I mean? And that's bad because you don't teach any morals now at this age. They get to a certain age where they continue that behaviour.
Too late.
And it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there has to be a deeper root, right? Because if they're coming into school and they're learning these things, they're learning this outside of school. So then there should be like a somewhere where there's a issue where we step aside and say we need to call this parents in and find out what are you teaching these kids at home, like
Where you
they
hearing
can't.
What
that's
are
an
they
fine line.
watching? What are they watching?
Yeah,
What are they watching?
but
And primary school teachers
Yeah.
are all young. Yeah, they're all like our ones are.
Yeah,
They're like
young.
my
Early
daughter's
20s.
teacher's like 23.
Yeah.
He don't want me to come in there and tell me that my son's racist.
Yeah.
And they don't want to deal with it.
upsetting.
They think it's all fun and games. We're playing bulldog and we're colouring and we're doing painting and we're doing this and we're doing these little games. They're not in to deal with this. They don't want that sort of drama and that sort of thing in there. It's like, oh, the kids will be kids. No.
Here's a deeper question though, right? Are we doing our kids a disservice, our black children, by sending them into predominantly white schools? Because to a certain degree, what can you expect? They're a minority in the school. They're not a priority in the school. The teachers, they're not thinking about, there's probably like 10 black kids in your year group, right?
In my kids, yeah, no, less than that.
Less than that. So they're not prioritising them kids. They're not spending money on resources for those kids. They're not focusing on those kids because so maybe it's partly our fault for sending them to schools where they're not going to be seen.
I totally agree with you.
Where
but
else
then-
can you send them? Because
I disagree as well.
where we
Yeah, I
live,
disagree with
Why
that.
should you have to send your kids
Yeah.
somewhere all black people?
Yeah.
there you
What
go.
they should be able to go
They
to
should be
any
integrate
environment
with- yeah.
and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I should be able to go to any environment and feel comfortable as an adult. Well, no, we don't.
Yeah.
And we don't get
But
treated that way.
We know we don't.
we don't.
But we
But-
know.
We know.
Send
But
our kids there that it's
but
not
kids-
going to be that way.
Of course.
But then you could argue the fact that there's certain schools you can send your kids. The education they might not get will be as good as
Whatever.
going to another school.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's like, why should my kid sacrifice his education, his future, going to a school where he's going to fit in,
Yeah.
and not being taught and be respected a certain way, where he can go to another school and get a better education or whatever.
Yeah. And I'm guilty, I'm on your side. And
Yeah.
the question I'd ask myself, and I failed this question, is what's more valuable? Is my child's education in that kind of linear fashion of GCSEs and traditional education curriculum, is that more important? Or is being kind of culturally safe and feeling accepted and understanding who he is more important?
I think culturally safe and feeling yours more important. And because I think a child will learn, my personal opinion, a child will learn. If he wants to learn, he'll learn wherever he goes.
Yeah.
So I had options for my kids to go to Copleston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't going to tell her the stories like Copleston, but yeah.
Could go to Copleston or to Issues Academy.
Yeah.
And I went to Issues Academy. I went to Holy Wells. Do you know what I mean? Same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Some people went to Copleston, and you could argue the balance, the points, or whatever it is. I don't think any people who went to that school or who went to Holy Wells are more successful than the other. I think probably people I know, probably more who went to my school, probably more successful than the people who went to Northgate or
I think
Copleston
you're
and
right.
that sort of stuff.
The biggest thing
yeah,
about
yeah,
my
yeah,
son
you're
goes to that school, Copleston School. He's that one of 3 black kids.
Yeah.
You go to parents' evening, we're the only black parents there.
Yeah.
When we went to our school, weren't the best school, was it? Or
Nah.
you did go to our school. For a
Yeah, I
little
did.
while.
I came there.
But we had a support system. That's the difference. Like, we could look over and see each other.
Yep.
We knew how to be with each other and to mix and blend with everyone else.
Yep.
The teachers had to give us a certain degree of respect because there was more of us.
Yeah.
And we had parents, and they had
Yeah.
to. Our parents would come in because
Yeah,
they knew
damn
that
right.
something
They
would be
do.
done.
Cuss,
Yep.
yeah.
So actually, if you wanted to succeed in our school, you could.
Yep.
But by default, you had a support system. Whereas where my son is now, if he wants to succeed, it's a struggle, like for everyone else. And he hasn't got a support system to the point that I'm seeing him coming home. And when there's groups of him, he's getting detentions. And I'm like, why did you get detention? And my mind can't stop thinking, well, boy, you stand out. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
We
Exactly
were all
the same.
clowns
I
together. So
say
if one of
that,
us got detention, it was right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Teroy. But, but like, your mind starts thinking those things, innit? Especially when you
Yeah.
witness things like Leory has at primary school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of starts at Black History Month too. I think the school, by saying you got 30 minutes,
Right,
the school
that
are telling the kids, like, these lot ain't important enough to give them their
Yep.
time.
They
to
get
teach them
30
who
minutes
they
of
are.
one
So then kids
evening.
learn that, and
But
that's where they learn the
do you
value.
think it's from the point of the teachers, they don't know much about Black history, so they don't per se know where to go to put it on for.
Yeah, but then
That's an excuse. That's an excuse. You got Google, man. You got Google, man.
There is Google,
Yeah,
but
there is
also
Google,
that
but-
should be put
you
into
can
the
watch stuff.
curriculum.
But
It's come from
it'd
a
be
wider
something
thing,
that there should be in their, you know, their studies. I don't know.
They
I
don't know about it.
They don't know about it.
But as an educational place,
Yeah.
we do things we don't know all the time. I remember when Prevent came in. You all know your kids
Yeah,
have done
yeah,
Prevent, where it's about terrorism. No one knew nothing about Prevent. It was a new government initiative. So what did the college do? Because they cared about it, they educated us about it. They done CPD about it, like PD about it, and teachers had to go and build resources. And there were checkpoints like, "Are you doing this?"
Yeah, but there you go. They put that in place.
Yeah, they
sure,
cared about
why
it.
though?
Yeah, but
actually?
why shouldn't they? I'm saying why are they not putting these things in place? Because
They don't care.
you have.
You know
we're
the
in a
way-
mix.
question there.
You don't even-
You
they
know
don't
the
care.
answer.
You don't-
You're
I get
answering
it. I get it.
us.
I'm saying,
But you know the answer already.
that's
It's 'cause they don't care.
where we
They're not
need
business.
these things
But
in
I would
place.
say it's less the teachers don't care though, and it's more the
governing bodies of the
the people
Yeah.
who manage the curriculum. don't
yeah,
they?
100%.
Yeah, it's the people that manage the wider
The
curriculum
government,
do not give
the
a
government are a
crap.
problem for this because that should be like how you learn about World War One, World War Two. You should learn, you should go
Yeah.
quite deep into Black history, not just
And
slaves
You
every
can't
now and
you
again.
can't talk about World War One without mentioning black people within
There
that.
you
within
go.
That.
But they do
play a
though.
role.
But they do. But they do.
You know what I mean? But they do.
But they
But
do.
these are roles that
There's
can
no
be
black
played
people in
these
the war.
things.
We didn't fight for the country.
No.
You know what I mean? Never,
Yeah.
ever once.
Never once came over to build up.
Never once.
Yeah.
Nah, man, we didn't do none of
Never
that.
over to build up.
Windrush never happened.
But that could be what they do in Black History Month. Like the history teacher can then tell, okay, here's that side of the African side of that story, or
But it's a narrative. They will only pick and choose when they want something. When it benefits the government
Yeah.
or the curriculum in the world, that's when they do it. You
Yeah.
you see flags for Ukraine. You don't see no flags for Gaza or Palestine. And they're putting things up in people's windows. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all selective.
Yeah.
It's all selective. It's what they push out there. Do you know what I mean?
If
Like
they don't-
even Black Lives Matters. Things like that. Yeah, people didn't want to support that. We had to kind of make a stand
Yeah.
for people to support that.
Yeah.
And when the people would do it, they were like, "Oh no, we're not kneeling. We're not doing. It's not doing that."
yeah.
And I'm a bit fun with Black History Month anyway. Like, okay, yeah, it's cool.
It shouldn't just be a month.
I just it should be a month. I just think
It
let's put it in
It should be-
as a tick list.
Of course
and
it
that
is.
bugs me really because
It's a tick list they're not following.
we've done this and they can just brush it under because we've advertised it. And there's no real support or no funding. Like yesterday, I was at an event yesterday, and they were talking about sickle cell, and they were saying how bad it is around the world. It's one of the worst sort of like hereditary sort of diseases that you can get, and blah blah. People not donating and stuff, and they haven't got a space where you can donate blood. They've got like a mobile place to go around to sort of donate blood. So I signed up for it yesterday, and they were going quite into it about the details about the support that they get and the funding.
How
The
they're
government-
treated by
how
the-
they're treated.
yeah,
They get no funding or nothing. Now let's be real.
Because it only affects Black people.
It affects black people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what the lady said. And
Yeah.
literally, if that was for any other ethnic group,
The government
they,
behind
they'd be
it.
funding it.
Of course they would.
But
Don't give a
us
monkey.
dying,
Helps them, man.
they don't care. I kind of knew about sickle cell, and we used to do the charity thing, didn't we, at Whitton and stuff, and have the big event sickle cell day and stuff. But actually, yesterday was the first time that I've actually thought, you know what, QR code. I've actually booked myself in because I've never actually gave blood.
No. My wife's been telling me to give blood forever. I
I've never ever gave blood, and I've actually booked myself in. I don't know what blood type is.
Yeah.
So I've actually booked myself in. They do it at
Give blood. You two don't give blood.
I've done it before.
I've never
Once
gave blood.
before.
That's my blood.
Yeah, I've never gave it,
Done
but
it
they do.
once before.
Comes
But
back.
that's it.
But I think you only give you give so many units, but I think it's no more than a pint anyway. But they do it at Inspire.
Yeah, you can't
Suffolk.
take too much, 'cause then
they
you-
do it at Kesgrove Community,
Loads of places, yeah.
and they do it at Trinity Park. There's the three places that they said yesterday, and they
Give me the thing, I'll sign up for it.
Yeah,
'cause
I'll
I
send
need
you
to
the
grow
QR
up a
code.
bit. I used to be like, oh, I'm not having my blood taken because I was a bit
Yeah.
scared. But
But they do
I've
a
had
thing-
so many blood drawn in the last
yeah, but it's
couple
quite
of
good
years.
though how they do it because they prick your finger first, and they do your iron intake and your blood, and if you're not well, see if you're healthy and that, and then then they say yeah you're good enough to give it.
Yeah.
So it's quite good. So it's not like you're going and you draw your blood. They actually
No.
they make sure that the person who's given is safe first.
Yeah.
So I've got the QR code, so I'll
Share it,
send
man.
I'll share it with you, man, because I'm actually going to do it. I thought, do you know what, man, we need to do it because people are dying out there,
Let's
and
put it-
I
let's
can't
put it in
remember
the-
the exact figures, but the figures were ridiculous on people who have it. We've tried to you tried to better yourself, you tried to educate yourself, you tried to do this kind of stuff, but actually, we do it amongst our own.
Yeah.
Amongst our own group and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we need to get this out. Hopefully, this pod gets it out as well. But we do need to, as people, kick down doors
Yeah.
because other ethnicities do.
Yeah. They do.
Other ethnicities do.
Yeah.
Agreed.
In fact, if people want something, you got to go out and get it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's maybe something we need
Sadly
to
for us as kind of a race as well, as black race, the other ethnicities will, if they don't get a month, right? And I hear that argument. I see it in the video you post. Where's the month for this, Grace?
Yeah.
And they don't get a month. Fine, whatever. But what they do get is everyone's on the same path in their family. They're connected by religion or by culture. They've got a really strong connection to what their culture still is.
Yeah.
Whereas our culture is really fragmented. And I know that my son and my daughter know who they are, and they get regular talk now and then, talk to them about who they are.
Yeah.
But then I know when I see these other black kids run around, a lot of them don't have any of that. Like their experience of what being black is, because they might not have a black parent in the house, is what they see on the TV. Or whatever. And that's why we've got certain people who don't really know who they are. So Black History Month is really for them and for the people, like the kids that abuse the kids, the people that don't understand. And that's what frustrates me, because we're not that strong. Let's be honest, in this country, we're not as strong culturally like that. It's just this country though.
Yeah, that's true.
We aren't strong like how Bangladeshi community are, or whatever, any other community. We're just fragmented, and there's loads of reasons for that.
Yeah,
It's
for
just
sure.
the reality.
The problem is our history is
erased.
it's just been erased, and it's so, you know, they're still chasing our history back further and further, and they still can't get to the beginning of our history itself. So, you know, we are definitely in a position where we do not know our history. We know a percentage of our history. You know what I mean? And that's from us just trying to do the research and looking up all these other people that actually talk about our history, and we listen to their stories, and you know what I mean, you get a picture of what our history looks like. But it is a history that is just vast, isn't it? It's huge, our history. But you know, just a sample size, even if you give the kids a sample size, it's a part of it. They got an understanding of our history. You know what I mean? Not just show them about slavery, and that's our history. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you got to show them what we did, what we created, what we built, all these things.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to sound like I went to Africa and I know everything. So I went to Africa for 1 week. I went to Africa for 1 week. But in that 1 week, I realised so much, and I just wish I had been before.
Yeah, how was your trip?
I recommend every black person goes to Africa. Like, seriously. Even more so than Jamaica, and I'll explain why. So Jamaica we're with Jamaican heritage, most of us, or Caribbean heritage. And we don't know our history because of that's where it got disconnected. They got taken 100%. Over there, and then it all got mixed up for those.
Unless you're the Maroons.
Years. But when you go to Africa, everyone knows their history. It's not like we're having this conversation, we don't know our history. You go there, and I felt so dumb because every person you talk to knows history about all the tribes, all the royal families and kings and queens, what the land is, what's been here, what's coming here, who's in charge. Everyone knows everything about everything. Like, they know history completely, so they're richer than us in that way. Black people, the only black people that don't know the history are us. Like the British, probably the Americans, and people in the Caribbean. But when you go to Africa, they actually know their history.
They're living the history,
and it's kind of necessary to survive to know your history, like,
and
especially with tribes and family names.
It's been watered down by the Western world, isn't it? Let's be real. It's been watered down. They've tried to take away our history and our heritage and conform us into what they want us to be, and that's the difference.
But you know, the easiest way to get over that is just to go to Africa. Like, if we all just go to Africa, we'll know our history. Like, you were saying we need to Google and shit. We just need to go there.
Maybe we should. Maybe
I
we should just do a trip.
You just need to go there a few times. You know shit. I bet, like,
let's do it.
The people who we know who go to Africa, I bet they know a lot more about themselves than what we ever would from Google.
Let's do a trip.
Where the keys at trip? Yep.
Do that.
Abroad.
Where the keys are in Africa.
Yeah.
So let's talk about let's switch a little bit. We'll talk about history. We'll talk about, you know, we've talked about what things have been right and wrong, you know, with the sake of the racism and the history and stuff. What's our views and our opinions on what's happening, you know, Palestine and Israel and you know, Gaza, that kind of thing? What's people's views on it? If anyone knows anything about it, or if they've been like watching anything about it, what's your thoughts, man?
I don't really watch the news like that.
Yeah,
I know all I know is that's just evil, pure evil going on out there, man.
Do you know what I noticed is that a lot of black people side with Palestine, and I don't think it's because we even know the story of Palestine, but from the outside looking in, we know that story already. We know the story of the Europeans taking our shit.
Invasion.
We know it, and we know the lies they tell for years and years to make you think you're going crazy, and it's not happened. even if that's not the case, to us, that's what it looks like. And I think that's why we tend to lean that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not we lean that way because we don't care about the others, but we kind of know what your people are capable of.
Yes.
Because they've done it before. To us.
100%.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. Like, nobody deserves to die in this, all the conflict and that. And that's crazy. Like, but there's something about the way that this world just loves a war, innit?
They do, bro.
They just love a war.
Somewhere.
They just love a war.
Financing war.
There is financing
Money,
war.
so the
But that's
money
what they've been bombing schools and hospitals. Thousands of people are dying. Innocent civilians are dying. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, but you got to think they go through the length of COVID, so they would go through anything. They would kill you. They would kill us for anything. Like there's something there that they want.
Yeah.
What is it that they want? There's something there that they want. What is it that they want? They're not going to tell us. They're going to just say they're going to give you a smoke screen. People are going to believe that smoke screen because they use the media to use that to create that smoke screen, and they're going to collect what they want. That's it. They've been doing that for years.
Centuries.
It's just I just think it's a cycle when they decide, okay, you know what, we're finished with you.
Yeah.
Who should we go for next?
Yeah.
We're going to go for that.
Well, they've done it with celebrities. They do it with countries. They do it with wars. They do it with all sorts. Don't they? Whatever they want, they do it with us people.
Yeah, of
Use us
course.
puppets.
I ain't heard much about Ukraine lately, have you? It's almost like it stopped.
It's just like,
How come I don't hear about it every day?
rarely in the
Something
news
new.
at all.
Yeah, something new now.
It's like when COVID was gone, they had sat announced and we're like,
Yeah.
oh, what happened to COVID?
Yeah, that's what happened when it happened to Ebola and mad cow disease
Yeah.
and bird flu and all them things there. There's always something.
I just feel like they're going to keep doing it, and I think that's why when you see the Chinese are moving, they're moving like we're ready because they know they're going to at some point they're going to come for them. They're Chinese are exploring everywhere.
Yeah.
You see the Chinese in Africa, Chinese in the Caribbean, they're exploring everywhere.
Yeah.
So they're getting prepared. They're just getting themselves
They're right there in
ready.
Gambia, boy.
Yeah.
They know that they know that they're gonna come for them soon. So they're getting ready. They're preparing. They see it happening.
Listen.
That happened to them before. They lost the last one. They go, I ain't losing again. They make sure they're not losing again. So people just need to. I don't know. I don't know what to say because I don't think there's anything we can do.
No one. There's nothing we can do at all. It's all on the government and them chopping us. They want things that they can't have.
You
That's
know
what
how
it
much
is.
money we're going to spend on this to support Israel now, and that's like what frustrates me is we constantly hear that there's no money
In the country.
The media is so powerful that it makes us it kind of enlarges something as well. That is a war going on in Ukraine. There is a war going on over there now. But when it's on your telly 24/7, you kind of think that's the only thing that's going on. And that's why I'm saying, like, what's going on with Ukraine? Now that we're not hearing about that, your mind immediately thinks, oh, that war's not that bad anymore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's true.
you do that, you think, oh, it's not happening. It's probably still happening in the same way.
but it's just bad.
They
It's
just
just
ain't
worse.
showing it like that.
Yeah.
So what about all the other conflicts? Like, where my family are from, like, they had conflicts in the 90s in Sierra Leone. You didn't see that shit on the telly every day, did
Never.
you? You didn't see who was funding that and all the families.
You never saw
and
about all the
schools being bombed.
genocides and that in like Kenya and Africa and all them places around there and that, man, like crazy.
So these things aren't new, but the more we show on the telly, the more they can justify taking our money to support that cause. But really, what is the connection between me, Palestine and Israel? Why am I paying for that? Or I will be. Why am I being persuaded to support that? I don't support any war.
Yeah.
None of it.
I just support
I ain't going on no team to say I support
Aggressive
you.
with that one, boy.
Oh, do you know what I mean?
Aggressive.
Because it's true. Like, they actually ask you to fight to support a side. Or
support no side.
It's nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with me, man. I'm a neutral.
I'm not to do with me.
Only
either.
wars I'm supporting are the ones I know about.
That I'm
If
part
you
of.
go to war with some other family, I'm supporting you.
Yeah.
That's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
You know what I
So-
mean? And even then, I'm like, Ashwell, you sure that's
You
my
sure?
way?
Why are we arguing? What's
Yeah.
to fight about?
That's crazy, man. No, I do. I just hope that stops, man, and these people out there are safe because I don't like the fact that these innocent people are dying. And
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like
my
that, and
thing.
That kind of thing. That's sad, man.
You got
Just-
schools, kids, babies.
Yeah.
That's just
They're
to
not
the
done nothing
extreme
to no
right
one.
there.
Nothing to
Yeah.
They've done nothing to no one, man.
The thing is, like, bro, you got two powerhouses, yeah, or whatever, yeah. Right, whoever leads the war, yeah, right. Why don't you just get the general from that army? The general army, just have a punch up in the ring, bro.
That's what it is, bro.
I was thinking of
That's what I mean.
You two get in there.
You get in there. You're not happy,
You know what I mean?
You two just get in there in the ring, yeah.
You want to make money? Put money on it.
Money on
There
it,
you go.
yeah. You want this,
Easy
okay?
money.
Then you think you're a bad man. You think you're a bad man, yeah.
Come.
Oh, you want my thing. I want your thing. Let's fight for it, then.
Or even
That's what it is.
if they don't want to fight, they bring their best
Bring
man
your best soldier.
against your best
Bring
soldier.
your best soldier.
Put them in the ring. Let them do
Yeah,
it.
you might just fight it out,
Simple
bro.
as that.
You know
War
what I
done.
mean?
You sign some agreement,
Yeah.
whatever agreement that works out for either party, and then that's it.
That's it.
Done.
All right, so we're going to do this Where the Keys At trip abroad, which I'm looking forward to. But before we get there, we've got to have the Where the Keys At party. Part 2. And I'm already speaking to people who didn't come to the last one.
Yeah.
Who feel like they missed out.
They know they missed out.
Yeah.
They know they missed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got bare people coming and man, when is it? What
When
are
is
you
it, man?
doing? Can I get a ticket?
Yeah, I
I'm
got
just
call-
sending
I got-
them things all the
Even
time.
yesterday,
bro.
I said someone going, "Oh, I don't want to work at night. I'm supposed to be working, but I want to get a ticket. But should I get a ticket now because I don't want to miss out? Do you know what I mean? And not come because I came and they came to the last one.
Yeah.
You
Get
bet.
your
They
ticket.
came to the last
Hey, no, it's what, £10 a ticket? £11.50?
£10 a ticket.
Get your ticket, man.
Get your ticket because it is going to be a night not to remember. And to be honest, this could be the last ever Where the Keys At party
Could be.
because we have not planned to do another one.
We ain't.
We may do, but we haven't planned to do another one. So, you know, the way to finish your year
Is that?
is this because we're going out with a bang. The reaction
And
is
for
crazy.
those that didn't come the last one, you lot missed out on just the vibe, man. Just the vibe. It's just good vibe, good energy. Yeah. If you love those old school jams, R&B, hip hop, you know, garage, you'll have fun. You'll enjoy it,
Yeah.
for sure. Because I did.
What are you going to wear? Because this time,
I'm going
it's
old
winter.
school.
It's winter,
I'm
yeah?
going old school.
But it's going to be
So I'm
hot
gonna-
in this.
no, I don't care.
So I don't know
going
what
old
I'm
school.
doing.
I sort of last time I thought and I said I wanted to go old school, but I'm going to go Machino or Burberry or Iceberg or Satin shirt.
Christ,
I'm
I ain't
going
doing
in.
that.
I'm
Can you
going
still
in.
get that shit?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you
Still
can.
get it. I'm
You can
going.
get that,
I'm
yeah.
going.
Still get that.
I'm actually going to try and go back to a modern version of how we used to dress to them raves.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going for that.
I ain't doing that, though.
I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm doing the same
I'm
thing
just saying.
last time.
I'm
My
gonna
short
go
and-
there.
short
and
and
I'm
shorts.
going.
Listen,
wore
that was
shorts
hot in
I wore
that
shorts last
block.
time.
That
I
is
wore
hot
shorts
in there, but when you go outside, you're going to be cold.
I wore shorts last time.
I have a tracksuit bottom in it.
Yeah, I know. That was
That was
because
hot in there.
warm
That's
then.
what I'm saying. It was nice with the
time.
shorts.
Well, so you don't want to do Where the Keys At uniforms then?
Nah, I ain't trying to
Listen.
do that. Nah, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to.
I'm going old school.
rolling out.
I'm looking to be designer.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna try and do that, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
remember
remember the iceberg with the
Listen,
little Bugs
no,
Bunny in
but-
out there. Things like that back in the
I remember
day.
seeing it. I never had
the
that,
black
though.
and white Machino trousers, they were bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get
If I could
something.
ever find them somewhere,
If you Google it on there, even places like even on eBay, man, people selling all the old school stuff, things like that. You get it,
I
man.
might have to look. Nah, Jesus, to be hot in that blood clot,
No
man.
business. I'm on it. I'm on it,
A
man.
jeans,
Man, be
t-shirt.
sweating up.
You might go to dance this time.
Huh?
What do you mean?
You
am I
might
going
go to
dark?
dance this time.
Who?
This time,
These two, you two dip out, Bridget. Now it's
Who?
me and Raymond representing.
you got to think about it.
I was on the camera all
working,
night.
that's right. You
You know
was
what I mean?
enjoying
We're
it.
working.
You were working.
You got to sit. You can sit there and celebrate with everybody.
Bruv,
I'm
you
working.
decided to
Everyone
take the
in here had
camera,
a
yeah?
job apart from your backside.
That's what I'm
Me and
saying.
Raymond didn't have no job.
Exactly.
You better do something.
Hold on,
You better earn your keep. You better come to the plane.
Come boy.
Listen, bruv.
It's been me, Leon.
My job, mine and Raymond's job was to get people on the dance floor. That dance floor
alright,
was
fair
ram
enough.
up.
Yeah,
Right?
fair enough,
Listen,
Did we do
my
our job?
Yeah.
Did we do our job?
Listen, I
Lee,
done my job.
That's an
I'm
easy
asking
job,
you
though.
questions.
That's an easy job, man.
What do you mean?
It's an easy job, man.
Easy job.
People were standing around the
People
corner
were gonna dance
first.
anyway, man.
People were standing around the corner.
People
Me
were
and
gonna
Raymond was
dance
there from
anyway,
9
man.
o'clock, start busting out.
Yeah.
And then everybody see us dancing. We was like, come on.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, your family came on. Next thing you know, everybody else started coming on. The dance floor was lit.
But no, it will be good. Like I said, guys, 2nd of December, get your tickets. If you're unsure, just follow our socials. You can direct email or message any one of us individually. All tables are gone. Sorry.
Gee, sorry.
Listen, get your rest during the day.
Yep.
Because you're going to be on your feet all,
All
night.
night.
So
Do you know what my advice would be? And we can say this now, but at the time when we were selling tickets, I was concerned because no guys were buying tickets, were they? It was girls all buying tickets.
Yeah.
So my advice would be for guys to buy your tickets, buy your groups, whatever it is, your groups of 10 and all that, because if we're going to sell out tickets and we're not going to do door, which is a possibility, it might just be all girls in there and Ashwell.
Sit down, Smooth, then.
Oh, snap.
So yeah, boys are just not organised, but gents, we've got to get there this
Yeah,
time.
you have.
So look out in the future. We're going to be doing some interesting promos. Maybe getting some of you involved as well in the promos, which would be quite good. But all of the DJs are going to represent all of the crew. I'm going to try and make you guys laugh, give you some insight into what the party's going to be about. So support us, retweet, reshare all the stuff we're doing. Comment, give it a like. I know we say it all the time, but just do it. It supports us a lot. Even if you're not coming to the event, promote the event just so people know that there is stuff going down in Ipswich.
Indeed.
All right, we done?
Yeah, man, we done.
Yeah, we
It's a
out.
wrap.
It's a wrap. Peace.
See ya.
Where the keys out?